forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
So a quiet night after some afternoon storms were around. Some of you had some showers out there, but those all clearing off to the east into Indiana, leaving for a very calm overnight. Temperatures are in the mid and upper 60s, 69 in Effingham, 66 in Springfield, and 67 in Champaign. Now the drive into work tomorrow, no issues at all green, but late into the day, some thunderstorms around, maybe close to the evening commute for some. We'll highlight the specific areas that could be under the gun for storms and maybe even a few severe storms coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Ying Zhang's killer was found guilty today. What her family had to say on the verdict against Brent Christensen.
I don't think it's going to help.
Plus, a plate of metal is acting as a Band-Aid on a bridge, but some are worried about what's festering underneath.
And an old hotel has needed a facelift for decades. Now it's one step closer to getting it.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We thank the many people in China, America, and across the world who have reached out to us in friendship to support us.
2 years after Ying Zhang disappeared, Brent Christensen was found guilty of kidnapping and killing her. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. It took a jury less than 2 hours to come to a decision today. For more than a week, they've heard testimony on how Christensen killed Zhang. Now he faces either life in prison or the death penalty. WCIA 3's Aaron Eads has more from Peoria.
2 years. Ying Zhang's mother has felt that agony since before she even knew who Brent Christensen was. Now the man who kidnapped and killed her daughter will never be free again, but the Zhang family's attorney says neither will they.
As of today, we still could not imagine how we will live the rest of our lives without her. There's no language that can describe our pain and suffering.
During closing arguments on Friday, Christensen's own defense team said, quote, "It's Brent's fault. There's no excuse or justification for what he did." And if the jury believed Christensen did it the way he said he did, it was gruesome. His girlfriend secretly recorded him laughing as he said he split Zhang's head open with a bat and cut it off. The FBI obtained his purchase records for a colossal duffel bag, Drano, in garbage bags. Christensen detailed his plans for an abduction fantasy on a social media site centered around fetishes, told a counselor he was fascinated by serial killers, abducted Zhang, then cleaned his apartment and car. The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours.
We thank the many people in China, America, and across the world who have reached out to us in friendship to support us.
During the government's closing argument, Assistant U.S. Attorney Eugene Miller said he had no idea the defense was going to admit Christensen's guilt on day one, but he says the jury still had to sit through 8 days of testimony and evidence because prosecutors still had the burden of proving Christensen was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Our wish has always been to find Ying and bring her home. We'll not give up. Thank you.
That was Aaron Eads reporting for us tonight. Despite those 8 days of evidence and testimony, all of the FBI agents and police detectives who testified say they never recovered Zhang's remains. Now, in the fall of last year, U of I Master Gardeners created a memorial on the corner of Goodwin and Clark.
Yeah, that's where Zhang was last seen getting into Christensen's car. Tonight, we spoke with the woman who helped create that garden. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen joins us now. So, Jennifer, what did she have to say?
Paul, the family's emotional reaction after the guilty verdict came through carried over into the community here in Champaign and Urbana. Many have continuously been supporting the Zhangs from afar. Phyllis Williams headed up that project about a year ago to honor Ying Zhang's life. Even though this was the day many have been waiting for, she says they're still waiting for more answers.
We're still doing the same thing we've done since day one, since June 9th. And we're still looking for her. And we want her for her family. And he's the only one that can do that. We'd like him to just pull some goodness out of him.
Today, fresh flowers were laid down at the memorial, a constant reminder that people here care about what happened to her and her family. The support it took to make this garden was very meaningful to the Zhang family. When it was being built, people Skyped them and worked with them to design it. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thanks. Now, we have more information about the trial, including a full statement from the Zhang family. And during the trial, we told you about a wire that was worn by Brent Christensen's then-girlfriend, Tara Bullis. We have audio now posted on our website from those recordings that were turned over to the FBI. You can go see, or listen to that rather, at WCIA.com. New tonight at 10, a teacher at Mattoon High School is getting national recognition for her heroic actions 2 years ago. In September 2017, Angie McQueen stopped a shooter in the school cafeteria. Today, the district said she received the Carnegie Medal. McQueen and several others from throughout the U.S. and Canada received the award. They're honored for risking their lives to save others.
A large crumbling hole on a Vermilion County bridge has some people worried. We're talking about the Perrysville Road Bridge over I-74 near Danville. We heard your concerns, so we went out there to check it out. A large metal slab was bolted to the pavement covering the hole, but it's a temporary fix, and a neighbor we spoke with says it's just not enough.
I don't think it's going to help. I think if anything, it's going to cause more of a problem. That's what I'm worried about, is all the cement breaking, falling on a car on 74.
We reached out to the county highway department to see who has jurisdiction. They told us to check with the city. The city's public works department told us it's in IDOT's hands. We called and left a message with IDOT to find out more about this repair and any future maintenance plans. We have not heard back as of tonight. City leaders in Danville appear to be on board about bringing a casino to town. Governor Pritzker still hasn't signed the casino expansion bill, but made it clear that he would. So Danville leaders will be holding a solicitation of interest meeting. Council will open the floor to see which developers would be interested in taking on the project. They'll also talk about where a casino could potentially set up shop. Council plans to talk about all of those possibilities a week from tomorrow.
Now for a follow-up, developers who plan to renovate the landmark hotel in Urbana will be allowed to continue with their plans. Tonight, City Council approved an ordinance allowing Markson's affiliates to continue moving forward on its agreement with the city. The plan is to turn the property into a Hilton Tapestry hotel. This would be the biggest development for the hotel in 40 years. The mayor says council has learned a lot from the last few years of failed negotiations with previous developers. This project manager says there are risks to the project, but he's confident they can follow through.
We have every confidence that we're going to be able to renovate the property. We still have some hard work to do. We need to go into the building and make sure that we understand the current condition of the building and make sure that we have enough in our budget to take care of everything. We have a pretty hefty contingency, so we hope that we do.
When it's complete, the city would pay $5.5 million over 10 years. That would come from taxes. The project plans will get final approval during a future council meeting. It could happen next week.
Barbecue will still be cooking at one Urbana spot. What's moving out and moving in?
Plus, while the president's trying to crack down on undocumented immigrants, the governor is trying to find ways to protect them in Illinois.
And all it took for one future Hawkeye was a single visit. Why this Decatur senior knew it was the team for him.